All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Raha Kodash. That is unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing his work in truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to do a response unto a video that was done by Dabu77 here on YouTube. And as you can see, the title of his video reads, Get Out Now. Kiev mayor warns residents to flee after Russia's hypersonic missiles hit Ukraine. Now, you know that this war between Russia and Ukraine has been going on for some time now. Really, it started back in 2014. But this war, nevertheless, is heating up, all right? And now Russia has started to use more deadlier weapons, okay? These hypersonic missiles are nothing to be played with. And why is that? These hypersonic missiles, brothers and sisters, cannot be detected, okay? These are facts. Go do your research. They can't be stopped. They cannot be detected. No missile defense system can stop these hypersonic missiles. And so with Russia using these, they stepping up their game. They're stepping up the pressure on Ukraine, right? And basically saying, hey, look, we done playing with y'all, okay? This is very interesting, man. Now, also, I wanted to speak about Babylon the Great in Russia, because eventually they will bump heads, so to speak, right? And things are going to get very nasty. And it's going to get to a point to where Russia will shoot nuclear hypersonic missiles on America. And it's going to wipe out Babylon the Great America. That's in the Bible. We're going to get into all of this. But I'm going to play this video first, man, because I'm elated. All right. This is very interesting, bro. Very interesting, right? So here we go.
This is Dabu7, and we have confirmation that the very first Oreshnik hypersonic missile from Russia has been used and launched on Kiev. You can see just how wild looking these missiles are when they come down. You can see how they almost resemble lightning strikes. Look at that.
Bro, that is mind-blowing. Look at how fast some missiles are moving, okay? This is no joke. This is no joke, bro. These missiles are moving hella fast. And as Dabu said, they look like lightning falling out of heaven, stars falling out of heaven. As the scriptures say, right? This is what the prophets saw, man. The prophets saw the missiles shot off. They saw the missiles breaking the clouds, coming through the heavens, coming down and destroying things, man. It blew their minds, okay? It blew their minds because of the destruction, the impact, all right, of what those missiles did in those visions. It's going to be the same thing when this thing truly, truly goes left and America, Russia, NATO, all these countries come down to the Valley of Jehoshaphat to battle. These missiles will be used, okay? So here we go.
Look at that. These things zipping in, destroying anything in an instant, and it's highly unlikely anyone is going to be able to stop them. So now the leadership in Kiev is telling everyone, get out now, leave. They struck one of these major underground storage facilities. Most of the city is without electric. They're telling a lot of the buildings and people that have buildings that have the power out in them that they should get out and leave, and they should drain the water from the building because of the freezing temps. This is something that we've expected for some time if a peace agreement was not brought to the table. I expect more strikes. Russia can really put it on them from here, and they're not just going to hit the city and not try to surround it or take it. If they take this city, their main city, I mean, this thing's like pretty much done. We're at a point here where Zelensky's getting backed into a corner, and they could do something very crazy, like tactical nuke toward Moscow or something. That's only going to get them nuked for real, like big time. But this is a big move. Putin unleashing his hypersonics. Again, the leadership in Kiev saying, get out now. And I don't know where this is going to go from here. One thing's guaranteed. It'll be an escalation, and it'll probably be a strike back on Moscow from Ukraine here. In what form? We're going to have to wait and see. Join me for the live shows going live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there.
All right, so there you have it, man. Those missiles got shot off. This is very interesting. But I want to carry over into prophecy, because Russia is prophesied to shoot arrows on Babylon the Great. All right. When you read Isaiah chapter 13, and it speaks about the Medes, right? Where it says Babylon will fall to the Medes. This ain't talking about ancient Neo-Babylon, okay? And the Medes of the old, right? Japhet children. No, sir. This is talking about Russia, okay? It's talking about the Russians. That's what it's talking about. If you know any history, okay? If you just go Google the battle that was fought between the Medo-Persian Empire and the Neo-Babylonian Empire, go look it up, okay? It was pretty much just one major war that was fought. Just one. And after that battle, Cyrus the Great entered into Babylon with no problems. Okay? The people praised him. They clapped, they cheered as Cyrus the Great entered into Babylon. The gates opened up to him. So when you read Isaiah 13, you got to ask yourself, hey, look, did these things take place back in ancient Babylon? Or is Isaiah talking about a future Babylon, the same Babylon that John the Baptist spoke about? Excuse me, John the Apostle. I'm sorry. The Apostle John spoke about, right? Babylon the Great. And it is. And this is where Christians get messed up at. Guys like Vocab and this Jake known as God Logic, all these so-called Christian apologists, they have no clue, brother, on what Bible prophecy is talking about. Now, let's read Isaiah 13:17, right? It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, right? Which the Medes in this verse is talking about the Russians. When you go to a Bible map, okay, go to a Bible map here, right? You see Media, okay? This region, it stretches all the way, to Russia. There, look, back then, okay, there was nothing beyond Media. There wasn't no Russia back then, or no, nothing back then beyond media. That whole landmass was known as Media, or the Medes. Cyrus the Great, as it's saying here, he conquered the Media, the Medes. It says in 550 BC, and he actually fought against his father-in-law, okay, who was a Stergese, right? Who was the king of the Medes. Cyrus fought against his father-in-law, and he defeated his father-in-law. These are facts, okay? And then the Stergese joined Cyrus. And Cyrus made Stergese pretty much like a governor or a ruler over the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Okay? He's known as Darius in the scriptures. When you read Daniel's, okay? That's talking about the Stergese, man. But as you can see in media, that's talking about in Russia. So when you go to Isaiah 13, it says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." So it's going to get to a point to where these Russians, right, they won't agree to no deal, to no money, no nothing. It's going to be time for war. The Most High going to put it in their hearts to destroy Babylon. This is the Lord speaking, man. "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them," the Russians. They're going to try to negotiate with the Russians, right, to ease the tension, right, to cool things down. It ain't going to work. It's going to be time for judgment, man. While the world play around thinking shit funny, thinking shit cool, but the Most High going to really set this thing off. It says, "Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children." So their bows, meaning their missiles, right? Their missiles, their hypersonic nuclear missiles, everything that they got Satan to, they're going to shoot them off. They won't feel compassion for children in America or babies in America. There are millions of babies in America, man. They won't care because it's the Most High will to destroy this place. If you are on the soils of America, when these missiles get shot off, you will be consumed by fire. As it's saying, "Their eye shall not spare children." They ain't gonna care, bro. It's gonna be time for judgment. Babylon gonna be wiped out, right? And as it says in verse 19, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." Now, this should make you think. How did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? He rained fire and brimstone out of heaven. The Lord just said that their bows, right? Their bows is going to bring destruction. So their bows, the Russian weapons, is like the fire that the Most High brought down on Sodom and Gomorrah. These are missiles that the Most High is talking about. See, once you read and you compare these scriptures, go line up on line, here a little and there a little, these things become clear. And you can see what Isaiah saw. the Most High is going to wipe this place out, bro. It has to happen. We all see the wickedness of these Edomites, man. They're proud, they're boastful, and they're very wicked. Everything that they do is wickedness, man. And his time is almost up. So as the Lord destroys Sodom and Gomorrah, he's going to destroy Babylon, man. America. In the same fashion, but it's going to be done by the bows of the Medes, the Russians, who have more nuclear missiles than everybody on the planet Earth. These are facts. These are facts, man. Okay? Babylon going to be wiped out completely. Okay? If you go to Isaiah 34, right? You go to Isaiah 34, and I'm going to grab the NLT. So you go down here. Okay, I'm going to get to the point, right? I'll read verse 8 down to verse 12. So it says, "For it is the day of the Lord's revenge, the year when Edom will be paid back for all that it did to Israel." Right? "The streams of Edom will be filled with burning pitch, and the ground will be covered with fire. This judgment on Edom will never end. The smoke of its burning will rise forever. The land will lay deserted from generation to generation. No one will live there anymore." This is talking about America. Okay? This is Edom, because it's ran by Esau, man. All you have to do is pay attention to the wording. The Most High is letting you know who he's talking about. This is the same judgment that is slated for Babylon. But instead of saying Babylon, the Most High told Isaiah, put Edom right there. Put Esau right there. Put his name down. That's what I'm going to get. And you stupid Christians can't see that, man. You can't see it. That Babylon and Edom judgment is tied together. It's talking about the same thing. Right? It says, "It will be hunted by the desert owl and the screech owl, the great owl and the raven. For God will measure that land carefully. He will measure it for chaos and destruction." Babylon will be destroyed. It says, "It will be called the land of nothing, and all its nobles will soon be gone." This place will be destroyed, man. It will be known as the land of nothing, because nothing gonna be here, bro. Okay? The Most High gonna take care of this place by fire, right? Everything will be burnt down and destroyed. So going back to Isaiah 13, it says, verse 19 again, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation." The Most High just said this about Edom in Isaiah 34. It's the same judgment. That's what he's talking about. It says, "Neither shall it be dwelt in," neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, so Ishmael won't set up shop here anymore, start businesses, okay? "Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. So in other words, wild animals are going to inhabit this land and be where their houses used to be. It says, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So there's a set time for America to be destroyed by the Most High, man. Okay? There's a set time for America's judgment. Her days won't be prolonged. Okay? She won't get an extra second. When it's time for her to go, she going out in a dramatic fashion. These are facts, okay? So with Russia showing off their hypersonic missiles, man, that is very interesting. Because we know, according to Bible prophecy, that Russia will be the main country, along with NATO, because the scripture speaks about NATO as well, that will destroy America. Okay? It highlights Russia, it highlights NATO. But everybody who got missiles will shoot them on America. Okay? But the Bible highlights Russia, it highlights NATO, that's going to destroy this place, man. So, hey, keep your eyes on prophecy, man. Make sure you're prayed up. Make sure you are walking according to the light, meaning the word. Because the Most High is speeding up things. This year kicked off, crazy. Okay? The Lord is at work, man. The Lord is at work, bro. Just keep fighting and keep pushing. In due time, the Most High gonna take care of this stuff. Esau gonna get his judgment. These heathens, Babylon gonna be gone, and the Israelites will get the kingdom of heaven as promised in the scriptures. Shalom.